Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Run It Up. Run It Up number 34? Is that right? 35? 34. I don't even know what Run It Up number this is. But here we are, first hand of the session. Just posted the big blind. The Conor MacGregor luck of the Irish here has let us flop three of a kind. It is a limped pot. We didn't even have to defend this pre-flop, so I think we're going to start out with a check raise. I don't really see why we shouldn't check raise. I mean, the reasons not to check raise are because he probably doesn't have a ton because he limped pre-flop and then bet pot on this flop here. We could have made it like 4.25. That would have been fine as well, but I think $4 is fine. If he has anything, I think he can't fold at this point, but he probably doesn't have like completely nothing. I mean, he probably has less than a great hand just purely because of the fact that he limped and then bet pot, so he's probably not too strong, but I think the best path to get value here is to start off with a check raise and then go from there. So we made $4 that hand. All right, whatever. I'll take it. 4-9 suited, probably slightly above average what we usually win with that hand, so I will take it. Playing some 25-cent, 50-cent on ultimatepoker.com. Here, getting it in there. Hopefully we'll do some running it up. We started out today with $421. That's right. Sorry for all you 420 fans out there. We have $1 too much for that. So here we are. King 3 offsuit here in the small blind. This player tanks out and checks, which, I mean, come on. Don't even try with this timeout check, Got to get in there. Figure we can raise. I can't imagine this player will do much besides just fold here. Once in a while he calls, in which case we still win more often than not post flop. So it's up to him whether or not he wants to lose 50 cents now or 250 later. He gets the choice. What do you want here? You can just, looks like he's tank, fold, post, sit out. Great. All right, so we pick up that dollar there. Our sharky ways picked up that dollar for us there. That's it. That's why you got to be sharp on the ball like a hawk, You just attack those guys that just post and don't pay attention. 50 cents to win. Going to be folding this button here. So, today's Monday. How exciting. Monday, whole new week. This is actually going to be one of the most fun weeks for videos that I think I've ever done because I have all of the tools and none of the restrictions. So, for the first time, I have it's basically just me, which is great. I have one thing I've learned in my professional poker career is relying on professional poker players, although you can rely on them to pay usually, you can rely on them in some ways. In terms of ways of being on time, not so much. Not so much. But this week I've got a whole new crew here. My crew in from the summer. If you ever saw the bracelet hunting videos I did, my crew is in town from there. So I'm really excited about making some really cool videos with them. That team is super sharp, and I'm excited to make some videos with them. And I've got some good things in mind. It's all going to be a fantastic week of videos here. Hopefully we'll get us off started right with a little bit of winning, back on the winning path, because nothing will make me happier than to end this video with what might be my favorite line uttered on all of Run It Up. If you can guess what it is, you've been reading the YouTube comments. So we'll have to see if that happens today. We'll have to see if we can win before I can give us the old, "We're on a heater, bitch." I love that line. It's too good. I don't know what to tell you. That should be on a t-shirt. That's all I know. So in this hand over here, I think it might have went limp, raise. I don't think it went limp raise. I think it went limp, check. And then here we are with, man, it's cold in here. Sleeves coming down. I'm always either freezing or so hot in this apartment. When I did that, I'll never forget the video with Dan O'Brien was the hottest it was in this apartment with the lights on. It was probably 110. AC was broken. And then, boy, this is a weird hand. I would really imagine that 7-Eleven has the best hand here. If I had to bet who has the best hand prior to seeing this tanking, I would have bet 7-Eleven just because we know he's a reg. We've seen him around a couple times before. So I'd be really, really surprised if he just didn't have it here. At least a full house, I would think. King Queen here in the cutoff. We are definitely playing this end. If you've watched Run It Up, we do not fold hands like King Queen, that's for sure. The King and the Queen? No. Let's see a flop. So if 7-Eleven raises, we have an option between either giving him the business or just calling, but he decides to say, "No business for me." He goes, "No business for me. I'm closed for business today." Let's that one go. Decides to raise it up here. $1.25. Seems fine. I could make it more, could make it less. I don't think it really makes a difference. Pretty good flop here with king queen, top pair, gut shot, more than enough to put a wager in the pot. Going to start off with a $2 bet. $2, sir. Mr. Lecter over there with your mask and such. Look at these avatars, so detailed. That guy's got a mask. These two guys have masks. These are very masked people. The two samurais, Hannibal Lecter, a cat in a suit, and then some guy who just like really wants to play golf. It's like, okay, cool, sure, that's an avatar. Guy with a visor. You know, I'd love to have seen like in the laboratory when these avatars are being developed to just see the list and be like, all right, the Conor MacGregor avatar. You know, I love it. You know, everyone loves their taters over at Ultimate Poker. So I can see how that gets in there. I understand that. Hannibal Lecter, all right, cool, sure, yeah, got it. Guy in a mask, I can be down with that. Samurai, sure, for sure. But guy in a visor, I don't know how that made it on the list. You know, you can see it. Samurai, cat in a suit, Hannibal Lecter, guy with a visor. All right, cool. Why not? Another pot here between crazy 82, 5, 81. We'll just call crazy probably for the rest of this video. And 7-11 going at it again. Interesting river card. 7-11 starts off with a check. How did this action go? It went raise, call, bet, check. Something like that. I wasn't really paying a ton of attention, so I would not bet a lot of money that I'm right with that, but something like that. I think if we had a hand like King Queen, we would probably end up just calling because we've seen this guy mess around before. Doesn't look like he's messing around this time though. Just the flush. So yeah, I guess we didn't really learn too much about that. He just called and then called. He had a gut shot on the turn as well, and then just rivered it and then just bet. So didn't really learn a ton there, but a little bit, I guess. So this will be a fun week. A lot of cool stuff. Don't think I'm actually going anywhere this week. I think I'm. There's a couple things going on, but I'm not actually leaving Vegas for anything. So there should be some really cool videos. I'm excited about that. There's some really cool stuff going on with Run It Up. We've got, you guys will see just how invested we are in the Run It Up, entity, you know, Team Run It Up. You guys will see this week. This week will prove it to you. No, I'm not getting a tattoo, but that would be sick. How committed would I be if I just got a tattoo that said Run It Up, just like the wall? That would be something. That would be something. I think it would be something terrible, but you know, something awful, can you say? But yeah, maybe not. It's it. We're committed. We want to run it up. You know, how can you prove it more than getting a tattoo? All right, looks like that will probably not be the best hand. The old 10-5 offsuit is like, and then no, don't think so. Pocket 3 is in the big blind. We'll be seeing a flop here unless it goes raise, re-raise. But when does it go raise, re-raise? Very, very rarely. Folds over to Crazy 8 over there, who decides to limp us off with start us off with a very uncrazy call. I think we could raise once in a while, but we only have pocket 3s. I'm fine just checking. Let's see a flop. Dealer. Not the best flop for pocket 3s, but not the worst flop, I suppose. I mean, I guess the worst flop would be like 10-9 jack. All of a suit we don't have. This is not the best, not the worst. Check, though. I think I'm going to try to bet here. If he calls, we almost for sure don't have the best hand. I don't really want to check, because if we check, he's going to bet more often than check back, you would think. And I don't really want to check call. Also, there's a chance if we bet that he folds a hand like pocket 4s, pocket 5s, maybe he folds a 6 once in forever. I mean, I really, really, really doubt he's ever folding a 6 here, but crazier things have happened. It does go check, so we have a chance to win. Nope, not this time. I don't mind how I played that hand. We could have done... No, I think it's fine. I'm happy with how he played that hand, even though we didn't win. That happens a lot, you know? Sometimes you play hands that just doesn't go right for you. What can you say? You just... shake your head and fire up another table. That's all you can do. It's tough to do and run it up when we have, you know, $400 to our name and we're playing 50 cents a dollar or whatever it was at my highest when we were shot taking a 50 cents a dollar. We'll get back up there. We'll make it stick sooner or later. I'm I'm not too concerned about that. I love this avatar. I've come from being like, liking it, but whatever. I love this avatar. I am so ready to dress up like that guy every day. Just show up to work every day. I'll just, be wearing it and all happy and jolly. We'll put a pot of gold behind me. It'll just be great. We'll have to do the show from Dublin. Can't play Ultimate Poker from Dublin, though. We'll have to fix that, and then we can do it. Ace-side offsuit here in the button, probably going to start off with a raise. If somebody decides to raise, we have the option to either re-raise or call. I don't really love calling with this type of hand, but we could do it. Doesn't look like we have a decision this time. I'm going to raise it up to $1.50. Why $1.50, says the acute viewer. Well, acute viewer, I made it $1.50 because I feel like this player will call a lot in the big blind, and I'd like to charge him an extra quarter for the privilege of doing so, given that I believe I have the best hand with ace high. So, I think we could bet. I actually think we should bet. Okay, fine, $1.50. I was thinking about betting $2, but I'm not really sure if $2 accomplishes anything else besides anything better than betting $1.50, and we give ourselves a little bit better of a price betting $1.50. Now that the turn cards come 10, against a player like this who we know is loosey-goosey, sticky Mickey, as it were, I'm definitely going to be barreling a turn card like this, where it's an overcard to both the underpairs, so he can so often have like a 3 or a 6 or some just random kind of nonsense that has a pair. I wouldn't be shocked to see him call here, but I am definitely planning on barreling a ton of rivers. Now, this is not the best river for us. If the river was like a 9, a king, a jack, an ace, obviously, an 8 are both good, although I probably wouldn't bet an 8. I would obviously bet an ace. I think given all those things, I really want to bet, just because he so often just has a hand that's just like, a 6 or a 3. He might still call if he has a 6 or a 3. I'm not saying for sure those hands fold, but I think he's just so often light here that we really want to just fire again and just make sure that those hands are just, folding. He has no reason to suspect us to be light there. We have not shown down a bluff or anything like that, although, we've shown down plenty of bluffs in the videos, but I have no reason to suspect that he is suspicious of us there, so I was pretty confident that we were going to fire. We're on a heater. Can't be on a heater if you fold, so let's open this one up for a raise. Don't see why not. The old Jack 5 ball. Back to crazy 8 and us. Seeing another flop. Not the worst flop. We have a pair. We have a 3 flush. We have an overcard to second pair. Look at all these great things we have here. Gonna start out with a bet. I think $1.50 is fine. I would anticipate that he calls here. All right. Thank you for cooperating with me. Interesting turn decision here. Not interesting turn card. Interesting turn decision. We might have the best hand. It's possible. We also might not have the best hand. That's also possible. We might have the best hand, but only slightly, because he could have like a hand like 6-7. He could have a draw. He could have any combination of draws. Let's say he has a hand like 7-9. We definitely want to bet against that hand because we want to charge it. B, he might call with that kind of hand, and he'd be very behind. C, he has so much equity, and once in a while he bluffs us on rivers and stuff like that. Anyway, let's jump to the river. Now that he's called, I think it'll be very hard to imagine that he'll fold a hand better than ours. The way that the board ran out, I don't think he folds a better hand than us. I don't think he ever folds a king. And yeah, definitely not better than that. We win this a good percentage of the time anyway. He just has some nonsense that, is just flush draw or straight draw, something like that. But I feel good about how I played that hand. I think I like our turn bet, even though we were very behind against his actual hand. But I think it's fine. Making it $1.50 here again because I have a feeling that Crazy 8 will be sticky on his button. Just sticky Mickey over there. That's it. I just came up with that. I think I like it, though. It's great. I got to remember that next time I see Memento Mori. I think that's a great joke. I got to remember that to give it to him. A super good, super nice high-stakes tournament player, Memento Mori. Good friend of the show. I don't know if he's a friend of the show, actually, but he's definitely a friend of mine, so I got to be a friend of the show. I actually kind of think I don't love this bet here just because we think Crazy 8 is the more typically inclined to call type of player, and against that kind of guy you don't really want to bet, but I don't really want to check either, and that happens often enough where we just bet and they just both fold, so I'm happy to do it. I think that's fine. I'm just slightly less enthusiastic about my bet than I would be in other instances. It's probably fine though. All right, let's do this as the hand of the day. We've got a pretty good read here on Crazy 8, I think, and maybe some of the other players as well. So let's see if we can't piece this little puzzle together here. It'll be a team puzzle process, you know? So Card Soup opened under the gun to $1.50, and Crazy 8 called. Mr. Cat in the Suit Avatar bets $2.50 here into $4 or so. $3, actually. $3.75. So, yep. Interesting turn card. Mr. Cat in the Hat over there decides to check. Oh, this hand became rather boring. I would like to have seen okay. I would like to have seen okay. No one wants to bluff. We're all just playing poker here. We're just playing our cards, boys. Friendly game. Check, check. We all have a straight. No bluffing here, kids. All right. I mean, I if I was either of those players, I would have won that pot because I think it was very clear the other person didn't have a flush, just given how they played the hand. So I would have given them the old bomber core because you're free rolling the bluff, right? Because you're very, very, very unlikely to ever lose. So sometimes you win. Most of the time you chop, but sometimes you win. So I would have definitely loaded up the bomber over there and taken a go at it, but not this time. I guess they didn't want to. They were just playing nice and friendly. Once again, we're being like the rough poker professional shark over here in our 25-cent, 50-cent game. We're like coming up with these devious plans and stealing. And meanwhile, these guys are just like having fun, relaxing. They're just like smiling. Check it down. Chop it up. And here we are like with our ranges. Get out of here with your deep thinking and nonsense, you know? That's what they should be saying over there. You know, we're the crazy leprechaun. We shouldn't be going through that. Looks like this hand was bet on flop, called, turn went check check, which is a little weird on this turn card. You usually anticipate a bet from the player in position, but not this time. Ace 9 offsuit in the small blind. Let me take a guess. Limp. That's it. That's my guess. Nice, nice. We've got him in our sights over there, you know? I feel like we've got a pretty good read on that guy. If either one of these players raises, we have a decision between raising and folding. I guess we could call as well, but you know, I don't really think we'll be doing that too much. I think we can raise here. Maybe not. I mean, I'd prefer to get it heads up and get this guy out of the pot, but I'm afraid that if we make it too small that this guy will stick around. I think 350. We likely have the best hand against Crazy 8. 7-11 is probably just in there with a pretty wide range. If he had anything decent, he'd probably have just raised and attacked this himself. It's possible that he's doing something tricky and is planning on re-raising us and attacking us, anticipating us doing this. It's possible, but not this time. All right. Well, not the best flop. We do have a 3 straight flush, which would be great if we were playing a casino game that rewarded such things. I'm going to start here with a bet. We do have ace high, which is sometimes the best hand. Once in a while, if it gets heads up here, I'm probably going to be barreling a good amount of the time. Heads up against 7-11 would have been a little scarier, but nothing to be scared of here. Don't be scared, homie. Just bet that 650. Don't be scared. Get out of here. Get out of here, fear. That's a great line for the kids at home. For all you kids that shouldn't be watching poker gambling, you can watch poker gambling. You know, we're just having fun. We're scientifically breaking down the business of science of poker, the math, you know. We're teaching courage and discipline, and don't be afraid of the fear. Tell the fear. Don't get out of get out of fear. Get out of here, fear. That's right. That's what we're doing here, running up. We've got grand ambitions today, apparently. Anyway, so what else has been going on? I've been playing a bunch of Final Fantasy, the new one. That's right. You can hop on. I've got a character on several servers because sometimes some are down and some are not. So I've been just kind of splashing around on a couple, but I've been on Siren, a couple other ones. So if you're playing the game and want to play, I'm happy to play with other people. So if you have any interest in playing Final Fantasy and you'd like to play with me, hop on to Siren. I'd be happy to play with other people. So it doesn't seem like I didn't even know about that game was coming out until look at me. I'm just like, it's the lean back MMO chat, and that's what this is. While we're waiting for this hand to conclude, Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even hear about that game until like 3 days ago, and I just had a friend who was like, "Hey, you want to play?" And I was like, "I'd never even heard about this game, but sure, I guess." And it's been pretty fun. I've been enjoying it. Not as much as I've been enjoying being Conor MacGregor over here, but it's definitely up there. All right, so Orisolo over there decides to raise it up. I think we have a decision between calling, folding, and raising, all of which are all very close and fine. I mean, like maybe raising is slightly good, maybe calling is slightly good. Folding is probably equally fine. I mean, I think we just fold. You know, he opened under the gun. He's been opening pretty tight. 3 pairs left to act. Button's also behind, who means we might not have position. Our hand is pretty bad. The hands he for sure opens under the gun, which are ace king, ace queen, ace jack, ace 10 suited. All those hands dominate us. So if he is opening a tight range under the gun, ace 9 is not exactly what we want to be, headed to work with exactly. You know what I mean? It's no Toshiba drill. Let's just make sure that's clear. By the way, I didn't test the sound on this video before I recorded it, and I'm going to be so sad if I'm not just talking to myself, babbling to myself over here for the last 30 minutes. So hopefully that's not the case. I'm regretting that decision right now, though, because it's happened before several times. Everything looks like it's working, though, so I'm dubiously optimistic. Crazy 8 decides to open to $1.50 on the button over there. Takes down, picks up that 75 cents, adds it right to his stack. Mission accomplished. We're going to play one more orbit here, I think, and then probably wrap this video up. We've grinded out a sweet $15.85. Not a bad 30 minutes of work. Can't really complain about that. Any old leprechaun would be happy to score that much money, Just add it to our pot of gold over here. That's what we should do. We should run it up, put all of our money into a big pot of gold somewhere. We can create some sort of a rainbow, which I accessorize with daily, to be honest. So we can just break out a rainbow. I come with rainbows anyway, so it's great. And then we'll have ourselves a pot of gold. It'll be great. We'll give it away to a lucky Run It Up viewer. I don't think that will happen, but I've got some ideas. You guys have had good ideas as far as what we should do with that $10,000 once we win. There'll be some sort of a thing. If we get there, and I believe we will get there, probably sometime around November is my guess. Probably it'll take about another 50 videos, and I'll probably make about 50 Run It Ups in the next 2 months, I would think. So I'll probably get there around then. So Crazy 8 decides to do something really crazy. It makes it 250 here, and then this player calls. I gotta say that, and you guys see me never fold. Very, very rarely do I fold. I think this is a fold. Here's why I think this is a fold, in case you're over there with your mind blown that I folded a hand this good in the big blind. I just really feel like, having played with this guy as long as we've played him, I just don't feel like he's looking down at ace 6 and going 250. I think he'd just call with that hand or make it $1.50. I don't see why he'd make it 250 with that hand. I almost feel like it's possible that he doesn't have very much. It's definitely possible he doesn't have very much. But I think it's more likely, because he made it bigger, that we're in very bad shape with the ace-10 offsuit. And I'm excited to see this go check raise call, because that bodes very well for us seeing a showdown. 10 Dara over here from 7-Eleven. If Crazy 8 has an overpair, he can't really fold. If he has a hand like ace king, ace queen, he has to fold. If he has a hand like ace jack, okay, he called. Well, I would imagine it's going to go rest all in call, unless this guy was bluffing. Let's see it. Ace queen high. Wow, he was good. He was good every street. Crazy 8. No. Poor Crazy 8. He played so good. He had him trapped in the cage. And then he just got there, and that's just it. He put all his stack in prior to the river, too. Almost all of it. P.S. Ace Queen. How good are we? We're just luck of the Irish in it over here. That's it. No worries. Dodging Ace Queen bullets over here. That's what we do here at Team Run It Up. We make the reads, Most of the time, we call. That's true. Good or bad, we usually call. But sometimes, easy fold. Just like this. Sometimes, you just say, all right, not for me. All right, so unfortunately, with the demise of Crazy 8, I feel like that will probably be the last... I may have gotten lucky and got there. He's just making it sound right for the video that he was like, oh, okay. hey, he played it good. Ace queen was ahead the whole time. He put you on nothing and was correct. So, all right. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a blast tonight. This was a fun one for me. We didn't win a pile of money, but hey, we had a pile of fun. Aw, how sweet is that? How sweet is that? Little heart I'm making with my fingers there. I'm crying. That was beautiful. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I certainly did. I will see you guys back tomorrow with more. Not sure what it'll be, but it'll be something cool, I promise. It'll be a good one. Oh, what did we end with? 1585. Sorry, my bad. 1585 plus 436.93. We're back. We're winning. There's only one way I can end this video, and that's with the line, "We're on a heater, bitch." That's right. I'll see you guys soon. Back for more heater action. See you guys soon. Peace.